The NBA is back, and I am so excited. Welcome, guys. My name is DK, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the Showdown slate with Boston and Denver. Starts at 11 a.m. Central, FYI. We have two Showdown slates tomorrow. We have the Boston-Denver game, and then it's Minnesota, and I forget the late game, Minnesota and someone else. But two separate Showdown slates, and Minnesota and the Lakers. But yeah, guys, if you're the first time watching, I cover content for Daily Fantasy Sports, NBA, NFL. If you guys are playing the NFL Showdown slate, go check that one out. Made a video breaking that one down. And for player props, prize picks, Underdog, Parlay Play. Parlay Play, they're the sponsor of today's video. You can use the code DKDFS or the link down below for a $100 deposit match bonus. All the different sports they offer are up here at the top. They do offer a lot of payout boost specials. And my best recommendation is get at as many of these books and DFS sites as possible. And then when you are playing, you're placing your player prop bets, you can check to see which one offers the best value. So check that out, guys. And if you're a first-time user and click the link or use my code, it does help support the channel. So greatly appreciate that. If you guys are looking for more content, you can check out my premium content link below. It's all on OddShopper now. Super excited to be working with them. Great platform. Have all my DFS and prop content over there. And this is the last day, too, to be using the code. Here, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it my... So, alright, getting some NBA news. Couple injuries. Trey Murphy, Jalen Williams, the big, injured. But yeah, last day to use this. The code DK50 for 50% off any package. So definitely get on that. Yeah, again, we'll be providing content for preseason, for the whole preseason, obviously into the regular season as well. Also doing NFL stuff, obviously. It was an absolutely phenomenal preseason last year for us. Over 100 units and about a 50% ROI on props. Dominated DFS as well. I'll be posting all the info, right? Right now, we don't have a ton of info out there right now for minutes, but all that goes over on OddShopper. So yeah, go ahead, guys, and take advantage of the code DK50. Today is the last day, the very last day to get 50% off any package. So check that out. And yeah, with that all out of the way, let's get into the video. So as I said, right now, I'm making this video about 3 p.m. Central. There's not a ton of news out there for starters minutes. I think we'll get some more clarity on that from the beat writers, I would say, before the game tomorrow. But we might not, right? It's the preseason, and that's sometimes we get news, sometimes we don't. So sometimes you have to make kind of educated guesses. We can kind of look at what happened with these teams last year in the first preseason game. So the Celtics, they actually surprisingly ran their starters a good amount in the first preseason game. They played Jason Tatum 27 minutes, Porzingis 25, Horford 21, Jaylen Brown 26, Derek White 25. The bench unit got decent run with like Hauser and Pritchard and Drew all played 20 plus minutes on the bench. They only played 12 guys too. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to do that just because, again, the Celtics are obviously in the NBA Finals. Plus, you had some guys playing overseas too. So, I don't know. My guess is I don't think they're going to want to play their starters a ton in this game. So I doubt we see what we saw from them in the first preseason game last year. If you take a look at like other preseason games for them, I think game 2, they rested their starters. Yeah, they did. They played like the bench unit. And then game 3, so it's kind of all over the place. Game 3, they didn't play their starters as much. Only a few starters played. Porzingis, Drew, White. They put all sub 20 minutes. So again, game 4, they kind of ran it like a dress rehearsal. Game 5, not as much. So I don't think we're going to see as many minutes as we saw from them in the first preseason game last year. But that's just because, again, a lot of their guys, well, obviously, again, they were in the NBA Finals, and then a lot of the guys played overseas too, right? Tatum and Drew, right? And Derek White too, right? Okay, so let's talk about the Nuggets. So the Nuggets in the first preseason game last year did what I would kind of expect most teams to do, of kind of limit the starters. 18 minutes for Murray, KCP, and Jokic. 19 for Justin Holiday, 13 for Aaron Gordon. So I forget if they played just the first half or if they played, shorter stints in the first half and then one shift in the third quarter. But the bench unit got a good amount of run for Denver in the first game last year. That was Hunter Tyson played the most. He played 30 minutes. Watson, who is banged up, I don't expect him to play 20 minutes. Strother played 21 minutes. Ignacio played 21 minutes. Reggie Jackson played 18 minutes. They extended the bench, though. They actually played 15 guys. Again, where Boston only played 12 last game. In the first recent game last year, I should say. But yeah, right now, not a ton of news out there. Things that we do know is, again, I'm not expecting Peyton Watson to play. Dealing with a little bit of a hamstring injury. I think he will miss a few preseason games here, so not expecting him to play. And then I am expecting Christian Braun to be the fifth starter for Denver, right? With KCP no longer there. Starting lineup should be Jamal Murray, Christian Braun, Michael Porter Jr., Gordon, and Jokic. Now, again, guys, we'll probably get more news closer to lock, closer to game time, and all that will be posted over on OddsShopper. We'll do a stream before lock as well to answer any questions. So all that news, all the updated news will be over there to give you an edge for these DFS slates. Let's kind of take a look at pricing now, right? So looking at the main guys, you got Jokic 10-4, Tatum 9-6, Jaylen Brown 9K, Jamal Murray 8-6. I think of like the main guys, Jokic probably is your safest bet of the starters. Just because, again, I think he does have the highest floor. The only issue is like, how hard is he going to try? We know Jokic in, like the All-Star games doesn't go super hard, right? In this game, again, 9 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. So, how hard he's going to try, right? And then with Tatum and Brown, I think factoring in the price points, I would give the edge to Tatum over Brown, but not by a wide margin. Jamal Murray, totally reasonable play, obviously at 8.6K as well. So, I don't think you can go wrong with any of the starters. Hopefully we will get some clarity on playing time. Like, for example, if we get news that one of these teams, they're going to give, we're going to play the starters 25 minutes, and one of the teams is saying, we're only going to play the starters the first half, then obviously I'm going to much prefer the team that's going to play the starters 25 minutes, right? And again, we don't know that right now. We might tomorrow and before lock. And again, all that news will be posted on OddsShopper. Looking at the mid-range here, you got MPJ, 8K, Aaron Gordon, 7-6, Derek White, 7K, Drew Holiday, 6-6. All reasonable options. No real super strong takes here. I think they're all fair plays. Russell Westbrook should come off the bench here, 6.2K, but I do expect him to be a high-usage player off the bench, so I do like Russell Westbrook a good amount here. Again, he's going to run that second unit. I would guess, probably play somewhere in the neighborhood of like 20 minutes or so, based on kind of what we saw from them last year. So I actually do like Westbrook a good amount here. No Porzingis, so that is another thing to note. I should have noted that right away. Porzingis is out, so I'm expecting Boston to go with a starting lineup of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Horford. That's my expectation for the Boston starters. Christian Brown down here at 5.4, again, should be starting, but for me, I don't think he'll be a super high usage player playing alongside the starters. So like I would rather go to Westbrook off the bench as opposed to Christian Brown. Again, Peyton Watson not expected to play. Someone that I do like a lot, and someone that I've played a lot over the years is Peyton Pritchard. Again, he's gonna be a similar role to Russ Westbrook. That's backup point guard off the bench, gonna run the second unit, gonna be a high usage player. So those are the type of players we want to target a lot in the preseason, right? So I'm pretty high in Pritchard. I like him a good amount. Al Horford, 4.8K. Assuming he starts at the 5, I think is reasonable, but I think of the Boston starters, he'll probably play the least. If you take a look at last year, he did play the least of the Boston starters. He played 21 minutes, as opposed to mid to high 20s minutes for the other Boston starters. As you go down a little bit more, then we get to some of the younger guys. So it's probably easier to bring up the depth chart here. So we talked about, actually, it's probably easier to just go to talk about it like this. So yeah, Sam Hauser, 4.4K. Again, he'll be in the second unit. He'll be chucking. I think he's a reasonable play. I think I would rather, I feel a little safer about Pritchard. I think Pritchard has a bit of a higher floor, but Hauser, still a guy that can knock down some shots, decent rebounder. The rookie Bailey Shilerman, I expect him to get a good amount of run in a game like this. I expect him to play in the second unit. So I think Shilerman is a fair value play. Dario Saric should play the backup 5 here for Denver. If you take a look at the depth chart here, I believe they have him listed second, to Jokic. So Saric actually is a decent point per minute player. So I do like Dario Saric. I said he's going to be, involved in this team a good amount. So I think Saric is a fair value play. Then you're trying to figure out, okay, so who else is in the second unit, right? So for Boston, second unit, right, we're going to see Peyton Pritchard. We're going to see probably Lonnie Walker, Sam Hauser. I would say those 3, and then probably at least one of the bigs, Cornette, Tillman, Cada. Probably Cornette will be the second unit. Maybe Springer makes it in there, but Guys for sure I think will be in the second unit for Boston will definitely be Pritchard, Hauser, and then probably Cornette. And I would say Lonnie Walker too. Where do they have Lonnie Walker? So they have Lonnie Walker down here at 2.8K. I think he's an okay value play. Again, expect him to be in the second unit, not a guarantee. Shireman, again, not a lock to be in the second unit either, but could be. Let's see. What else? So the bigs, again, Cornette, I think he'll be the backup big. But again, they do have Tillman. They do have Kada as well. So could they run 2 bigs in the second unit? Maybe. Maybe they go a little bit bigger lineup in the second unit. Another guy that I do like is Julian Strother. So I expect Westbrook to kind of dominate the usage for the second unit, but I do expect Strother to be that next guy in the second unit. So I think Strother's another pretty good value play here. We mentioned Hunter Tyson, right? I don't think he'll be like a super high usage player, but I do think he'll get a lot of run. We saw him get a lot of run in the first preseason game last year, so I think he'll get a lot of run in this game as well. That's probably about it. So I think we broke that down pretty well. Again, no Porzingis. We have expected starting lineup for Boston, expecting starting lineup for Denver. Don't expect Peyton Watson to play. The Denver second unit, it's probably going to look like what? Westbrook, Rother, Tyson, Saric, and then one more. I'm not sure who that fifth guy would be in the second unit for Denver. But I think playing like a third string player is probably getting too cute because I don't think they're going to see enough run, right? So like Celtics, third string guys saw like Lamar Stevens, 5 minutes, Banton, 13 minutes, right? Denver third string guys saw like, around 10 minutes on average. So I think going too far down the depth chart is probably a mistake. So I'm mainly looking to starters and then the second unit guys for both these teams, unless we get some news of guys getting ruled out or something. But yeah, guys, so that's going to wrap up the video. As always, if you enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell of roster instruction videos for this over on OddsShopper. I'll have a video for the late showdown as well over on OddsShopper. Player pool, I'm going to do the stream before lock too. So super excited to grind some NBA preseason. And yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Good luck, and we'll see you.